Oh yeah, I mean, well, that was one of the goals going in. We talked about, teams this time of year. Teams are ready to play early in the year, but this time of year you got to show up ready, and that's one of the things we preached all week and leading up into the game, and them knowing that it was a district game, there was things on the line, and we wanted to go out and play, fast and free, and all three phases, it was a great team win, and was pleased with all levels, and all units. They all contributed, and that's really what you want to do. That's the goal every Friday night, and we did that Friday. Well, I mean, just that he had a game to remember, and that again that goes into he plays every play, plays hard, he likes playing that position. He knows he's going to get doubled, but he works hard at it, and he's one of those guys. He's always around the football, and for him to be able to have the night he had, and I mean, I don't know if we've ever had a nose guard have two return scooping scores in a season, and yet he had two in a game as well, and a third to set up a touchdown. So yeah, he had a big night, and he brings a moxie to our defense, in the way he carries himself and the way he practices and the way he plays, and I was excited for him. Yeah, I mean, and it's a familiar opponent, and with what they do offensively, it's unique, and in preparing for it. But we feel like we do a good job of defending that. It's like I told them last night or yesterday at practice. I mean, we're built for this game, with what we do defensively and be able to score points offensively, and it's another district game with that has implications on it, and we're looking forward to it. And yeah, it's why we do what we do in the summer, what you do in the off season, why you set up the schedule the way you set it up in pre-district, and then the game against Abilene High was a slugfest, and this is going to be a slugfest too, and but we're looking forward to it. And it's not common, no. And I mean, if you're holding anybody under 300 yards, you're doing good. So to hold a team, to 32 yards total, I believe, is just a testament to our coaches, Coach Will, Coach Gary, those guys. I mean, again, they just do a great job of preparing our guys. They were ready to play. A lot of times they knew the play before it ever happened. They knew what was coming, and but there's a tremendous amount of pride on that side of the ball in the way that they play the game. They play with a lot of passion, and for them to be able to have that kind of result on Friday night, just is a testament to the work that they put in during the week. Well, I mean, it goes to the prep going in, and how Coach Hartfield develops the game plan and wants to get a lot of guys involved. A lot of guys get touches, and then once they get their opportunities, they take advantage of it. And to see those guys do that, on game night, that's why you put all the work in, and that's again a testament to the way the coaches prep the players prior to the game, and in the game, it's like I tell them, it's your ship when we get out there. So. For them to be able to have the nights like that, that makes it for a fun night. That's not pressure. We just know it's a good opportunity. It's a great opportunity, and we're not going to go up there and make the game any bigger than it is. It's another district game, and again, it's an opportunity for us to go 1-0 again, and with what could transpire with a win. But you don't make it any bigger. I mean, the field's going to be the same size. I mean, everything's you want your guys to be prepared and then play fast and play free. But we know what we're going to get, and we know we respect their team for sure and what they bring, and we're just looking forward to having an opportunity to go up there and play Friday night. It's just a sign of maturity. One of our things is block out the noise. We don't listen to any of that stuff, and that's for you guys to do. And for us, it's our job is to go up and put the best product we can on Friday night, and that's what we plan to do.
No, I think that was huge. Going into the outcome that we wanted of that game, it was going to be, kind of one that we felt like might be an offensive game. Plainview is extremely explosive. The quarterback does a great job. They got capable guys on the offensive side. So being able to kind of get a stop, score, getting a stop and a turnover on special teams, score, was able to, kind of get a couple possessions on our side that I thought was kind of a difference maker in the game. No, it is what it is what it is. Sometimes those things happen. Not that we're wanting them to happen, or kids aren't meaning for those to happen. We busted a couple things. They took advantage of it, but we felt like if we could just stay within ourselves, that we were going to get a stop that we needed. I felt our kids responded. We were able to get some. One that I thought was real big. They scored on a trick play right off the bat, and then we muffed the kickoff and defensively got a stop right there. In the red zone that could have put some momentum really swinging on that, and then our offense went and then made it even game 7-7. Like that little swing was something that's big. So we knew that we were able to do that, and kids knew that. We just had to go, execute better. We gave up some things. We were a little sloppy at times, but when it comes down to it, when it was, we had to put our foot down on the ground and really go to work and go grind one out, and our kids grinded it out, and that's what it's about. Finding a way. Sometimes it's low scoring, sometimes it's high scoring, sometimes it's special teams, so offense, defense, like you never know all those things. And eventually, like last game was another one where all phases of the game ended up made plays that helped the team be successful. And that was what I was real proud of our kids, the way they kind of grinded it out and found a way to go win, complement each other when we needed to go get a good win on the road. Yeah, he brings a lot to the table. He's got reliable hands. He's a good route runner. He can catch the football and knows what to do when he's got it. He's made some really good plays, contested balls that he's gone up and came down with and goes high point it to win it. So things that we see that in practice. He makes us better in practice. When we do good on good sessions and things like that. I think that's part of the process that we're helping each other out is competing. Daily, and he's really been shining. Been real fun to watch him and the things that he can do. They're playing really competitive. You watch the difference in the year's time with new coaching staff. Seem they kind of have a different mentality, and they're very explosive. I think they've got a lot of speed. They've got a lot of talent. And so those are things that make them extremely dangerous. Here lately, they've been scoring a lot of points. Here lately, so it's going to be another challenge for us on the defensive side. We're going to try to limit explosive plays, make them earn it. That type of thing. But and do what we can to manage the ball offensively. To work to score points ourselves, But I think if you just look at the record that they have, I think you're crazy because I think they've been improving each week, and they're playing good football right now. And so, even from earlier on, I think the team that was early in the season is a different team now. And credit to Coach Davis, and his staff. And so it's going to be a challenge, one that we're got to get ready to go play, and we're prepared. And we're looking forward to getting back. We got things that we got to fix from last week, and we started that process yesterday. Really on Saturday when we were looking at it and celebrating the successes. But there's things that we got to clean up. I still believe, like I told our guys, I think our best football is out there still, and we're still reaching to get to it, and that's a good thing. I think we can continue to get better. And so that's what this week's about for us, is continuing to get better, taking a step closer in the goals that we have. And it's going to be one that it's going to be a challenge, but one that we're looking forward to. Our guys see that. They know that. We talk about that. We want to be in the playoffs. We don't want it to – if we have an opportunity to clinch one of those spots before you get into the last week of the season, then why would we not want to do that, So, yeah, absolutely. That's one of the first goals that we have is to be a playoff team, continue this playoff tradition here at Cooper High School. 2025 has an opportunity as a football team to put a stamp on our program, in that aspect of it. So they see that, our kids see that. We want to go do that as soon as we can. We've been able to put ourselves up for a situation with the way that we've been playing throughout district to be able to do that this week. So that's the intent that we have. There's still a lot of football in the district left. When you look at overall too, that's what we've got 2 district games left. The rest of the district, a lot of them have 3 because they've already had their open date and things like that. So there's still a lot of football left, and Some of it we can't control, but what we can is the way that we can go perform this week. That's the first thing that's in our control, and we harp on controlling the controllables. And so that's what we're going to go out and work our tails off to do. Yeah, we've, I thought the way we kind of finished the first half was big to be able to get, kind of get things balanced up. Got a good defensive stop right before when it was tied up, and late in the game we got a good defensive stop, and offense put an efficient, quick drive together, had a chance for a field goal, and that kid made a play and got a tip on it off the edge. But that little series, I think, was something that we could definitely build on, where we could get some stops and our offense was moving the football. So we felt like if we could get to that point, receiving the ball at the beginning of the second half, making some adjustments, felt like we were going to be able to adjust. Our kids have been able to do that, to get a couple of stops that we needed to, and then kind of get the possessions in our favor. And we were able to do that. We challenged them at halftime to clean some things up, and our kids responded to that. We've been in that situation a couple times in district at half, and we want to make sure that those situations are working to our advantage, that we're the ones making the adjustments and responding to an adverse situation, and we were able to do that. I felt like in the second half last week, real proud of the way we finished the game. No, I think it's great. I think when we are able to be multiple and we're able to spread the ball around, I think it just keeps people honest, and it gives you the ability to to take what's given. If you want to hone in on one part of it, I think we have the ability to get the ball out in the perimeter to different players on our team. We feel confident in every one of them that's out there on the field at any time. Our skill group and our running back group feel really, really good with. Still, throughout the year, those kids have been working their tails off. Got some depth in that area, so really, that really helps us out to be versatile, and I think that just makes it a little bit tougher on opponents potentially planning. I think that was really good to see. We harp on finishing, control the controllables, the way our segments of practice are broken down. We have a really strong emphasis on the finish of practice, whether it's, whatever it may be. And I think that that's something that we're able to see put into play. Our kids understand that. And then when it's time to go finish in the fourth quarter, we were able to do that. Feel confident in our guys and our players, whoever's on the football, that they're going to go make plays, and we needed to. And we were able to make some plays in the fourth quarter and in several different phases of that to be able to get the possessions in our favor, to be able to get up a couple scores. And but super proud of the way our guys finished the game. Yeah, you can't overlook anything. I've been saying that since we were getting started in this district. This is an extremely competitive district. So we're looking forward to the opportunity to get back out, clean things up, and go play football. Like I told our guys, the only thing that's guaranteed still right now, the only true guarantee really is 2 football games for these seniors. You want to have another one, then you got to go play well, and we've got an opportunity to go do that. I'm sure they're saying some of the same stuff over there, but that's the facts. Nothing's guaranteed for us. The only thing that we've got is an opportunity to prepare this week, to fix things that we need to fix, to continue to grow together as a team and as a locker room, as a brotherhood. And I've been pleased with the progress that our guys have been making throughout the season, and looking forward to continue that. Trusting the process. I think that was evident last game. Trust the process, control what we can control. And whenever those opportunities come, get ready to go make plays, and we were able to do that. Could be the same situation coming into this week, and it's all just learning what you coached, or learning from the past experience that we have, building that on the future, trusting the process, doing what you're coached to do. Have fun and go out there and do that, and we're excited to get back on the field. Yeah, no, I think when you're able to grind things out, like I said, it's all about finding a way to win, and that could look different each week, honestly. But when it comes down to it, it's about finding a way to have one more point than the opponent at the end of the night. It's funny, the game of football, there's a handful of plays. Each game that come out to be very extremely important at the time and at that given moment. You don't know when it is, so you've got to be ready for that, and we've got to be ready for that. Whether it's on a special teams play, a defensive play, offensive play, whatever it is, we've got to be ready for that. I think that the competitiveness of our district, then we understand that, and you look at the scope of how it's been shaken down, is that means we've got to be on point. We've got to be on our game. We're not taking anything for granted, so we've got to take advantage of the opportunities that we have, and I think that's comes with senior leadership, mature mentality that we have in the locker room, and continue to enhance that. But I think we understand that it's we've got to be at our best. You know, that's the standard that we have, and we're going to bring our best every day. So that's nothing new for us. It's not we got to pull it out now or whatever else. That's the standard. We tell our, the standard's the standard, and we've got to go, make sure we're living up to it.